So, I just watched the 2016 September Apple event. So, I was kind of like excited about all the software and products and everything. Uh, what I didn't see coming was actually something new to the App Store. I mean, App Store has been around since 2008, and there is a lot of stuff in there. Something I didn't see coming was actually Super Mario. So Super Mario is going to be available in App Store. I'd say probably as before Christmas, I believe. I don't know the price. I don't know anything about that, but it's kind of cool. And if it's kind of like affordable, I think I'm absolutely going to buy it because I'm a huge Super Mario fan. The game is actually called Super Mario Run. Yeah. And speaking of Apple event, the highlight, the topic of the whole event must have been the iPhone 7. So we know now, I know, and all you know, well, not all of you, but at least after you have been watching my video, you know that it's going to be named, it is named iPhone 7 and iPhone 7 Plus. There is a lot of new features there, a little new design on the outside, and most on the inside, of course. Something that is kind of cool is that the 16 gigs version is not available anymore. There is not going to be any 16 from iPhone 7 and above. Maybe because they think that 16 is kind of like a little bit too small these days. I have 16 on my iPhone 5S and my iPhone 5C, and I got a few other iPhone 5Ss, both in space gray. I got them in gold. So, and they are all 16 gigs. And that is, I would rather prefer kind of like at least 32, I believe. So the smallest one for both the iPhone 7 and the iPhone 7 Plus is actually 32 gigs now. So there is actually going to be 32, 128 and 256 gigs models. And that's both for the iPhone 7 and the iPhone 7 Plus. The display is exactly the same size as the iPhone 6 and the iPhone 6s and the iPhone 6s Plus. So there is no difference there in the size. What is a difference is actually the display is the Retina is actually a lot better now. So that's a huge improvement, I believe. So, and the processor is actually, as I was thinking, the 6S actually has the A9 processor that is a lot faster than the iPhone 6 processor. So I believe that both in the iPhone 6s and in the iPhone SE there is the A9 processor, and now we're talking A10. That's a huge improvement from the A9 actually. So it's a lot faster, that is. When it comes to the camera, it's actually 12 megapixel on the back of the iPhone 7, and they have created a new lens now. So it's kind of like on the iPhone 7 Plus, you got two cameras on there, two lenses. And that's because you are going to be able to do focusing. No, not focusing. I mean zoom. So there's actually the process of zooming is actually something totally different than we are used to in our today's iPhones. So in the iPhone 7 Plus, there's actually going to be a part mechanical zooming, but also digital zooming. So that's a very good improvement right there. Um, and the front camera as well, on the both on the iPhone 7 and the iPhone 7 Plus is actually 7 megapixel now. It's an HD camera, and that is a lot better than on my 5S right here. This camera on the front here is actually crap. So that's improvement. And also on the front camera, full HD video recording. That's awesome. That's totally awesome. So I cannot really see anything bad with this new iPhone. Uh, of course, the size for me, I'm used to this 5S, and it's kind of good format for me. Um, but also, uh, it's water and dust resistant. That means it should not break down on you if you drop it in water, for example, or I mean it's resistant, so it's not waterproof, but it can stand some water. So that's a big improvement right there. So I mean I think that's pretty much the major differences. Of course, they took away the headphone jack, as I expected. They are providing a dongle that you can put in the lightning port in your phone. That is actually converting the lightning to a headphone jack. I don't think that's the way to go, because there is a lot of people that is in need for using both the lightning port and the headphone jack at the same time. So I really hope that they will come up with some kind of extended dongle or anything like that with both lightning port and a headphone jack on there. So I really think that that's not a very good idea, but I mean, we're going into the future. So I mean, we have to get used to changes, I believe. And and something else they announced on the Apple event, actually, there is 4 different types of Apple headphones, so to speak. One if you're running, one if you're working out, and one if you're listening to music, and I think there was 4 different models, and I think that's very good, and I really hope that the prices will not be very high, because buying accessories is kind of like, we don't want very expensive accessories, because the phone itself is such expensive phone. So I don't see any more differences here. I'm reading on my computer as well, because it was so much to take in during the event, so I can't really sort it out just yet in my head. So and of course the iOS 10 is kind of like, I think iOS 10 will be awesome, but as usual, I will not upgrade the first during the first couple of weeks, because there will always be some bugs. There will always be some, you know, usually I don't upgrade until maybe 4 or 6 weeks into the new OS, because I want all the bugs to be fixed. Everything should be fixed so it's working, because the first few versions, the updates, it's always something strange going on and there is always some hassle, you know. So I usually wait a couple of weeks or at least 4 weeks before I'm thinking about upgrading. So I think that's pretty much it. I mean, they were talking about a lot of things. This is just a short little. This is basically the the highlighted topics of the tonight's event. Tonight, I say tonight because I live in Europe, so for me it was actually um, 7 p.m. in the evening. So yeah, there is nothing more to say about it. I think the new iPhone 7 and the new iPhone 7 Plus is going to be awesome. I'm having a hard time believing that is something for me because I don't like the size. I mean, I'm not into that bigger phones. But for those of you who like the bigger phones, I think it's awesome, and I'm very happy for you. Um, for me, I still think it's more kind of like iPhone SE or something like that. Anyway, I will make another video about the iPhone 7 once I'm gathering some information in my head and what they were speaking about and everything like that. So I will get back about the iPhone 7 in a short period of time, I believe. At least I hope so. So yeah, I think that's pretty much it. So until next time, take care now. Bye bye then.